nerds. I had something I thought was video worthy happen today. Short story. I saw somebody that I went to high school with at the local Walmart, and I always thought he was attractive when we were in high school, and after the fact I thought he was attractive after high school. He aged. I mean, like, we were in the same class, so he's 40 now. I'm 40. I'm fucking 40. Anyway. 40. I'm 40 years old. Anyway. That's besides the point. I saw him, he saw me. He was like, 6'6". He's a very tall guy. And still attractive, but I don't think he recognized me. I was in one of those motorized carts, and yeah, I don't think he saw me, which was the first time I interacted with someone who, if they had just made a few seconds of eye contact, they would have seen a spark of recognition. And because I was in that pitiable state, someone who I recognized immediately didn't recognize me at all. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Or he recognized me and immediately ducked away. No spark, no recognition. When we were in high school, I was much thinner and many fewer gray hairs going on. But that's how life go. But when I was encouraged, when I inspired to make a video today, it was because I wanted to go down the rabbit hole of progress, because I recently made some, and get him? No, do not. Don't. He's probably gonna pull. Stop. Come here. Your fuzzball. Fuzzball's over there now. Okay. Yeah. I remember the very first time I got out of bed and transferred to a wheelchair. It was also kiddo. That's right. He's got his, oh, he dropped his fuzzball. He loves that freaking fuzzball. Anyway, I remember the first time I moved from the bed to the wheelchair. It was scary. I had no strength and no feeling in my right foot, and it was like, just unplug that. It was like a tightrope walk, and it was the most scary a thing could be at that time. Up until then, I was just, I wasn't even on my left and right side sleeping. It was, I have no idea how I survived 2 months in the hospital not being able to sleep comfortably. But then I I used a piece of wood to get from the bed to slide onto the wheelchair. And then when they told me that the piece of wood would eventually be gone, that it was just something for now, I immediately said, well then, there's a goal built into that to get rid of this thing that at one point scared me. And honestly, I felt kind of like I would have been better without it. But I did my transfers, I got good at it. Got your fist bump? Get on. Where'd it go? Anyway. Yeah, so that was that. And then there was transferring from the wheelchair to the DMI, I know, to the restroom commode. And, scary, again, learning something new. Then I got good at it, and then they told me, oh, well, now you can use the regular toilet again. I'm like a human? Thank you. No disrespect to anybody who doesn't have that option built in to their problems, but yeah, it was scary one day, then the next day it was a chore, then the day after that it was just something you do. Standing up, at one point it was impossible. I could not get my leg straight enough to stand up on my right foot. And it had me on the double bars. It seemed impossible. It took two people to straighten me out because my hamstring, that's what it was so tight from so much bed rest. They had to force me into position. But then, even that, standing with the double bars even. One day it seemed impossible, next it seemed like a chore, then after that, now it's just a thing I do. Moving with the walker was the next one. I was moving 20 feet, no, first, I remember it was 12 feet the first time I moved. Then it was 20 feet. Then it was 20 feet there and 20 feet back, just with the walker and 1 foot. But, hi. He's so sweet, he's biting me right now. Yes, yes. But, and now it's just something I do. Then, all the things that you do for physical therapy. Again, they start out impossible. Then they're a chore. And then it's just a thing you do. Then, what was next? Well, we'll skip ahead to the point where I came home. My first time transferring from a wheelchair, intentionally from a wheelchair to a car, a real car, not the simulated one they had in PT. And I was like, okay, I can do this. It can be done. I've done it before, just not with this vehicle. So, that, and it was winter time. It was something that took me so much time because I was so careful. And then it took less time and less time each and every time. And again. At first it seemed impossible. Then it was a chore. Now it's just the thing I do. Now, I'll always remember when I got my prosthetic, I was happy, but also, confidentially, that was the first time I cried over my situation. Because a part of my scenario was ending, and another part was beginning. And I could finally step back and take stock of where I came from up until that point. And before I got my prosthetic, I sat in this chair, in this spot, and I just looked at the ground, and with tears in my eyes, I asked myself, what the hell have you gotten yourself into this time? You have actually actively ruined your life. I said that to myself, and I believed it. But it wasn't true. I got in my prosthetic, couldn't walk. Of course, you have to train. And I thought, okay, this was going to be my doorway to the next doorway. And that... Stop. That doorway at first, it was impossible. Then it was a chore. Now, getting into the leg every day is just the thing that I do. Then, my sister gave me crutches. And for the first time I was upright and moving, and upright and moving. And that was astounding to me. That was another day I could have cried from joy, but I didn't. I just was like, oh, this feels good, this feels right, I'm upright, and I'm moving. Again, no disrespect to those whose problems don't include that feeling, but even when I was in my chair, I was like, I was mobile. Even when I was in the hospital bed, I was actually thankful to be alive. And after the crutches and upright motion, and then everyone starts to look at it. It's like, oh, your posture is not perfect. Oh, you're walking asymmetrically. How could that be? And in my mind, I'm like, shut up. I'll do it badly before I make it pretty for y'all. Was my feeling. It's like, I want to do it before I do it pretty. Worry about my posture now. It's like, I know you can learn. All they have to do is say you don't want to learn bad behaviors. And it's like, that you have to unlearn later. I get that. But I also want to walk. And so getting the crutches was revolutionary for me. It was the thing. It was very, very awesome. Then I'm not sure how to describe this. I felt like I was ready for something else. Now, with my standard crutches, I was leaving the restroom, and if I'm leaving the restroom, if I can hold onto the walls just for a sense of stability of where I am and where I'm going, I can make my way down the hall with just a prosthetic, no other help. Now there's no railing and there's no wall to hold on to between the bedroom part of the house and the dining room kitchen over there on the other side of the living room. So I need assistance to get from the habitat wing to the... I'm making the house sound bigger than it is, but you know what I mean. There's a space in between with nothing to hold on to, and it was impossible. I've gotten to the point where that's not impossible anymore. It's a chore, but it's not impossible. I'm looking forward to the day, and it's just a thing I do. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, how the hell do you do that? Kidding. Alright. You're insane. I love you too, but yeah. Here, play with the phone case. Anyway. So I have that to look forward to, and my past experience with what scared me to no end to what became a thing that I do over and over again, and it's gonna happen even when I am walking, and I'm never gonna walk perfectly, but even when I'm walking, as a rule, back to work, walking, living my life again, even then, there's going to be things out there. Even if this never happened to me, there are going to be things out there in life that scare the hell out of you. You do them once, it's like that was a lot of effort. And a lot of fear had to be eaten in order to do it. But I did it. And then it becomes a chore, but you gotta do it again, and again, and again, and again. Until it just becomes a thing that you do. My goal used to be just standing up to go pee. Not as satisfying as it felt as a goal. Then my goal was to have my first steps unassisted. And I met that goal. Now my goal, just between you and me, my goal is to dance. I've never been good at dancing. It's something I could not do before. And that's my goal. I'm gonna dance. I have to figure out what kind of dance. Take some sort of adult learning annex on salsa dancing. That would be cool. But ballroom dancing, not very interesting, but that's cool. It's okay to know. Tango would be awesome. I'll figure something out. But I'm gonna walk in there. I'm gonna dance. Then I'm gonna limp back out. And I feel like that's a good place to end the video, but standard crutches. They were still the standard for moving around without the chair. But I'll show you. Make sure I'm not running over the cat. These are forearm crutches. It feels like if you have this much leverage, control over where this goes. Canes are not where it's at, okay? It's like, comes apart, folds in half, rides with me in the front seat. I got these yesterday, and they are, so far, a game changer. They are working the muscle groups that people keep bitching are slouching on me. I was like, my lower back is killing me. But in a good way, in a productive, building for tomorrow type of way. So, the next step has been achieved. 2 of these things, I am all over the place. I don't have to have my mom grab a motorized cart and bring it back to the truck. I am walking into the building, and I have to get the motorized cart at that point myself, but I'm doing at least that much. I still have a time limit up. I'm still in progress, you know. Oh, but when I got these, I immediately made another goal. There's always going to be dancing. It's going to happen. But 4 hours, uninterrupted, upward time. If I achieve that goal, and driving, if I achieve those 2 goals, I am going to talk to work about coming back part-time. It seems impossible, and it's going to be a chore, but it's going to be a thing I've got to do. It's the next scariest thing on my list. It's going to happen. And that's where I'll end it. Have a good one.